Hello my friends, my name is Seanderson and welcome to the Ace Attorney trilogy. I've been getting into Ace Attorney recently and I said, hey, I want to do Ace Attorney. I've seen the anime a few times and I played the first two games a few times, never really touched the third game. I also got Investigations on mobile. I'm going to be doing that in the future, but I also have a lot of videos planned for me to do. I'm not going to be loading a save game though. I'm going to be going straight into, this is really loud, straight into Trials and Tribulations, which is some of my favorite cases from what I've seen. Hey, Editing Seanderson here, and I just want to let you know that, yes, I am fully aware that I can't keep a consistent voice throughout this game. All the characters are completely inconsistent, but hey, I tried my best. Anyway, back to the video. Also, quick disclaimer, I'm really sorry, I have my fan going right now. It's like smoldering outside, so if that's disruptive in the video, I'm just really sorry, but it shouldn't be. It doesn't really pick up on OBS, but anyway, we're going to be playing Turnabout Memories, Case 1 of Trials and Tribulations. How did I get into this mess? Why did I do that? The music is really good in these games, especially this one. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you, for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about her. That girl. I was trying to predict the dialogue before it came, I'm sorry. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. It wasn't me. I didn't. I didn't do it. I miss being able to do voice acting. 5 years earlier, Mia Fey, second trial. I miss being able to do voice acting. Like, Delta Room's really fun because I gotta do all the voices. April 11th, 9:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Phew, it's finally time. I'm kinda nervous. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, good morning.
Mia, please calm yourself down. You're going to get yourself arrested for suspicious behavior, you know.
What are you talking about? I'm relaxed, Mr. Grossberg. Look at me. I'm relaxed.
Let go of my lapels. I don't know the word. It's not a word that comes up every day, you know, Miss Mia. You obviously haven't gotten the temperament to be a lawyer.
I'm sorry, I just had to move the fan closer. It's really hot in here. I'm so sorry. I'm so nervous today.
Oh, that's alright. This is your first time in the big leagues, isn't it? Well, never you fear, my dear. I, Marvin Grossberg, am at your service.
Actually, this is my second time in court.
Still, you surprised me, what with your earnest purse last night. Let me handle this case, you suddenly said. Quite forcefully, too.
I just found out yesterday about the case, I mean.
What? And you've already learned all the relevant facts?
Well, about that, you see, I mean, of course I have, I think.
Oh, dear. In any case, don't let our client see you so nervous. You see the poor young man in the pink sweater over there? That's our client.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Try to keep smiling, Mia. I just wanted to say, I'll give it all I've got. Yep, it'll be fine. No problem. Oh, what's wrong? Do you have a cold or something? Mr. Rye? Actually, it's Wright, like the Flying Brothers. People screw it up all the time. And yes, I have a cold. That's what this mask's for. My doc says this way won't give it to anyone else. Be kind to others, he says. Right, Mr. Wright, you have nothing to fear in court today, except for my English skills. If you're truly innocent, I promise I will save you. Here, please, let go of my shirt. That's right, he's the one on trial, not you. He's the one who should be nervous. You need to stay strong for your client, Mia. This kid's a murderer. My name is Mia Fey. I'm still pretty new at this lawyer thing. The first time I appeared in court was a year ago. It was still black and white back then. But that trial traumatized me so badly, I thought I'd never set foot in another courtroom. It's really hot in here. I'm sorry, I gotta turn up my fan. I'm sorry if this creates a loud noise in the background. It's been 1 year since then, and, well, here I am again. But this time I'm gonna win. For my client, and for myself. April 11th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom, number 2.
Court is now in session for the trial of Phoenix Wright.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense today is Miss Mia Fey, was it?
Yes, Your Honor. Is there a problem?
I was under the impression that Marvin Grossberg was to be leading the defense.
Yes, well, you see, Mr. Grossberg had a bit of an emergency.
Emergency? But isn't that him standing right there next to you?
Yes, well...
You're just a rookie. Are you sure you can really handle this?
Don't let him scare you, Mia. Give him your toughest look. Of course, Your Honor. I think...
Well, Mr. Payne, your opening statement, please.
Well. I can't believe a veteran like me has to spend his time babysitting a new defense lawyer. Don't worry, little girl. It'll all be over soon. What's that all about? Was he trying to trash talk me? Now then, I'd like to proceed with a summary of the events on the day in question. The incident occurred on the campus of Ivy University.
I don't know, I feel like you would speak with, like,
how you would speak when you're plugging your nose.
oh, I'm sorry.
The murder victim was a student named Doug Swallow. He was a 4th-year student studying pharmacology.
It sounds like he was a very bright young man.
Yes, well, next we have a photo taken at the scene of the crime. Students discovered the scene shortly after the murder. They found the victim's body and the defendant, who had obviously bungled his getaway. They then called the police.
That certainly makes the defendant look very suspicious indeed. Very well, the court accepts this photo into the record as evidence.
I'm trying to figure out how to do the voices. Okay, crime photo 1.
By the way,
It's something like that. And let me see. Yeah. Mia's badge, Doug's autopsy report, date and time of death, 4/9 at 3 p.m. Cause of death was a fatal electric shock, and this crime photo. Okay, good to know. And I just want to check the profiles real quick. Grossberg, Phoenix, Doug, Dahlia, and Winston. Good to know.
by the way, I can't quite tell the cause of death from this photo.
Your reputation for sagacity? I don't fully understand the words I'm using. You see, I wasn't good at English. But it is well earned, Your Honor. The truth is that this victim died a rather unusual death.
An unusual death?
What do you mean, Mr. Payne?
Well, perhaps the defense would like to take this question.
Huh?
A simple question. I thought I might loosen you up a bit. I am a gentleman, if you will.
What? Stand up to it, Mia. Show him what you're made of.
A perfect opportunity. Well, what was it? The cause. Go on. Please say you at least know this much.
I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to read through the whole file.
I am right at beginning to act up.
Mr. Grossberg, please keep that to yourself.
Details of the case are filed under the court record. But you knew that already, didn't you?
The court record. I think I can see by pressing. I already figured that one out.
All the weapons we need can be found in the court record. Take a good hard look at that data and think carefully before you answer, my dear.
Yes, sir. I'll do just that. I've got to stay calm. Can't let that prosecutor get the better of me. The court record. Okay, let's take a look. Just press tab here.
Now then, would the attorney for the defense please answer the question? What was the cause of death?
That was electrocution, right? Fatal electric shock. According to the court record, it was fatal electric shock. In other words, electrocution.
Electrocution? But how could such a thing happen? Did the murderer use some type of new, super powerful stun gun, perhaps?
The answer to that will become crystal clear as this trial proceeds, Your Honor. But before that, there is one more vital issue.
What's that?
Why, motive, of course. Apparently, there was some bad blood between the victim and the defendant.
Bad blood?
What do you mean?
Oh, just pains just butting in from the other side. What do you mean?
Oopsie. I'm sorry, that wasn't my line earlier. I just realized. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. You're the defense attorney, so you must know all about it. I shouldn't be stealing your spotlight like this.
I really don't like this guy's smug attitude.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm having a stroke, my dear. Old age. Now then, let's hear it from the defense. What was the source of bad blood between the victim and the defendant? At this time, I would like to see some supporting evidence.
Evidence?
No need to get worked up all over this. As I said, other weapons can be found in the court record. I'll find all the evidence you need and then shove it into old Greybeard's face.
Yes, sir, into old Greybeard's face.
Yeah, Mr. Grossberg, try to set a better example for the young lady. What was the cause of bad blood between Phoenix Wright and the victim?
I'm assuming, yeah, Phoenix Wright's girlfriend dated the victim Doug Swall up until 8 months ago. The reason for the bad blood between the two of them was this woman here.
Dahlia Hawthorne, is it?
Very good, Miss Faye. You seem to have picked up on at least this much. This woman is the girlfriend of the defendant, Phoenix Wright. But up until about 8 months ago, she was with the victim, Mr. Swallow. Clearly, she has some part to play in this story.
We've done it again. Before the cross-examination starts, he's already got the judge thinking like he wants.
Very well, Mr. Bain, please call your first witness. I can't keep these voices up, but they're so inconsistent.
If it pleases the court, the prosecution would like to call Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What? The defendant himself?
Well, Miss Faye.
It's fine after all, Mr. Wright is innocent, right? The defense has no objections.
Very well. The court calls Mr. Phoenix Wright to the witness stand.
Witness, please state your name and occupation.
Oh, yes, my name is Phoenix Wright. My job is, well, right now I guess I'm a suspect.
No, he means what you do before you were. I'm sorry. Old age is getting to me. Grossberg, you know how I feel.
Mr. Wright, you understand that you are suspected of the death of your fellow student, Doug Swallow.
But I didn't do it. I'm innocent, I tell you. I'm telling you,
Will the defendant please refrain from passing on his cold to the rest of us?
It seems the witness has something he wants to say.
Well then, Mr. Wright, please tell us about your relation with the victim.
Right away, Your Honor. The victim and I admit it. I was there. But I'm not a killer. All I did was find his body. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. I never even talked to that stuck-up British wannabe. It's really specific.
Now then, your cross-examination, if you please, Miss Faye.
I know I can press him on statements. I wanna press him on the British wannabe thing. Mr. Wright, you stated the following in your testimony. I hardly knew the guy to begin with. That's right, I mean, why would I even... But that doesn't sound right. If you hardly knew him, then why would you say the victim was a stuck-up British wannabe?
Mr. Wright, I will give you an opportunity to revise your testimony. How is it you knew the victim? How did you put it? A British wannabe.
Yes, well... He was always walking around with a huge Union Jack on the back of his shirt. I'm gonna press that one too. Did you see it at the crime scene? The Union Jack, I mean. Yes, that's right. I saw it at the crime scene. That's why I figured he must love British stuff. See, it's true. Cross my heart. I swear I didn't do it. He's acting fishier than the salmon I ate last night.
May I ask you something, Miss Faye?
Yes, Your Honor. What is it now?
Who is this person, anyway? This Union Jack fellow?
Your Honor, are you serious right now? The Union Jack is the name of the United Kingdom's flag.
So he was wearing it at the time of the crime? I think not, because there is no such thing. Are you certain you saw the Union Jack? Yeah, I'm sure. It was right there on his back.
Miss Faye, there's some point to this line of questioning.
Please, Your Honor, take a look at another crime scene photo. It's a completely different crime scene photo, completely unrelated. As you can see, there's absolutely nothing on the victim's back. Hey, wait a minute! He's wearing a leather jacket. The Union jacket. The Union Jack was on the back of the T-shirt he was wearing. I was under the impression that you accidentally came across the body. But if that was really the case, then you wouldn't know that, would you? You would have no idea what he was wearing underneath that jacket. And then, Mr. Wright, you've been lying to me. Please forgive me.
Mia, you made our client cry.
Let him. That peon is just as insane with Phoenix anyway. Ooh, going a bit too far.
By the way, Mr. Wright, you seem to have a rather bad cold. Are you taking any medicine for it?
Yeah, I took some, but...
Was the medicine that you took an over-the-counter brand called Cold Killer X?
Yeah, that's right. It kills cold good. Hey, wait a second. How'd you know I'm a big fan of Cold Killer X? I'm their #1 fan.
Would you happen to have that medicine with you right now?
Well, actually, I seem to have lost it somewhere. You lost it? Does that even have anything to do with the case?
Mr. Wright, shall I tell you where your cold medicine is right now?
Huh?
Your Honor, I'd like to take another look at the scene of the crime photo picture of the thing.
Oh, what's this? In the victim hand, it's Cold Killer. Why?
Alright, I just want to check this time real quick. Give me a second. I want to say that's about 3:05 on his watch. Maybe it's... Yeah, cause it was about 3 p.m. Okay, anyway.
It's Cold Killer X.
Yeah, yes, but even I've got a bottle of Cold Killer X in my apartment.
I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that argument won't work. There's no doubt as to who this bottle of Cold Killer X belongs to. It actually said that Mr. Wright's fingerprints are all over it.
What?
Sensing his murderous intent, Mr. Swallow must have picked up a bottle of medicine, dropped by Mr. Wright, and hid it in his hand. His purpose in doing so can only have been to identify his killer as Phoenix Wright.
Order in the court.
Your Honor, I'd like to present this photo and bottle as evidence.
Very well, this court will accept them into the record.
Also, the victim's wristwatch was broken.
Broken?
Yes, and he's functioning with a large wave of electricity passed through it.
Mr. Payton, please stop.
Is this really bad?
Oh, my butter.
Grossberg. Shut up. The truth is, I went because he called me. He called me on my phone. I didn't recognize the number at first, but, you know, yeah, it sounded friendly. He was in the pharmacology department, so we agreed to meet at 2:45 behind that building. We talked for a bit, and then around 3 we split up. Then later, when I went back, I found him lying there. I've been taking Cold Killer X for the last 2 or 3 days, but I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. What'd you talk about? So what was it you were talking about? You know, that maybe you should hang out again sometime. Hang out again sometime? I wish that were true. I lost my bottle around lunchtime on the day of the accident. Do you have proof? On the day of the incident, what did you do for lunch? Huh? What does that have to do with anything? You can never be too sure. I always eat with Dolly. Just the 2 of us. Dolly's homemade lunches are just the greatest. Her mini omelets are magically delicious.
Ouch. Oh, why did you punch me in the jaw?
Oh, I'm sorry. I just felt like hurting someone all of a sudden. Why? Why? Why did he call you? When and how? Had you ever met the victim before then? No, never. But that day he called me up and told me he wanted to talk about Dolly.
And this Dolly person is...
It's kind of embarrassing. She's a sweetheart.
Delia Hawthorne was also the lover of the murder victim, Doug Swallow, before she met Mr. Wright, that is.
So it was one of those nasty love triangles, I see.
He was in the pharmacology department, so you mean... Okay. It's probably got to be something here. It was Mr. Swallow who indicated you two should meet at 2:45? Yeah, and we were both there right on time.
You said the victim was in the pharmacology department, correct?
Yeah, he was studying how to manufacture and improve pharmaceuticals. Everyone called him the alchemist of IVU.
An alchemist, I see.
I gotta admit, I was a little suspicious. He had a laboratory and everything.
It was filled with chemicals and strange machines that run on high voltage electricity.
Oh, how fascinating. You sound like he was quite ambitious young man.
What do I do? Maybe I should ask him for some more details? About the timing of the meeting. Yeah, 2:45 is a really obscure time. So you're certain you met at 2:45? Yeah, pretty sure that's the time class ends. They were always doing experiments, so it doesn't matter much. Experiments? Yeah, those pharmacology guys are always in the lab whipping up something. Well, it looks like he's right about the time anyway. Witness, let's go on with your testimony. Alright, so I gotta press him on the other thing involving, it was the pharmacology department itself. About the pharmacology department. I was wondering if you could tell us a bit more about the pharmacology department. Well, okay, sure. I don't know all that much about it, though. A little bit earlier in your testimony, you said something interesting. You said the department uses these strange machines that run on high-voltage electricity. That's right. They sure look dangerous. They use non-standard voltages, so that there are high-voltage cables everywhere. High-voltage cables? Yeah, there are electrical poles set up all around the building. These high-voltage cables run around overhead on the roof. I don't think that's what you were supposed to say.
I think that's enough for now. So the defendant and the victim met at approximately the time of his death.
There's a whole 15-minute gap. You can't be so sure.
And then the defendant returned to the scene for some unknown reason.
I'm not entirely convinced by his explanation about the medicine bottle either.
Let me be frank here, Mr. Wright. Hi, I'm Frank.
What do you mean?
However, there's one mystery that still remains. Why did I choose the name Frank of all names? Just how was the victim electrocuted? I don't believe the murderer's weapon has been produced, correct?
Well, that is, you are correct, Your Honor.
So how exactly was Mr. Swallow killed? Miss Swallow, his mother. She was recently divorced. Establish murder method or can't right now? Well, yeah, we can. It's in the picture. Your Honor.
Yes, Miss Faye.
I believe that if we were to piece together everything we've heard up until now, we should be able to solve the mystery of how Mr. Swallow died.
That would be most impressive.
Quite an brash statement coming from a rookie. But even a beginner like you must understand the basic rules of court, yes. An attorney must be able to substantiate their arguments with evidence.
Of course I know that. Yeah, sure. Just, like, she turns to a grocery and says, yeah, do you have a piece of paper? I need to write that down.
Show me I believe the victim was electrocuted. Miss Faye, where exactly the photo is the murder weapon?
It's right here. Well, naturally, right here. That's... What is that? A severed electrical cable, I believe, Your Honor. I'm going to now deliver all of my lines like this. Remember the testimony we've heard. The machines in the pharmacology students use in their experiments require high voltage, and because of that, there are special high voltage cables strung up everywhere.
So then, high voltage cable.
Yes, the high voltage cable is the cause of death. That is the most likely explanation.
That certainly sounds plausible. Well, Mr. Payne, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I believe some praise is in order.
Don't toy with me, old man. How old is Payne?
Now the victim cause of death may then need a high voltage cable.
I mean, yeah. I'd say middle-aged. Maybe. What defines middle-aged? I don't know. Anyway.
However, I want you to think about what it really implies. The only one who had the opportunity to use the murder weapon as a cable was the defendant.
That is much as certainly true.
Yes, that's not all. We have proof. Irrefutable proof that will establish Mr. Wright as the murderer.
You do? Well, what is it?
His fingerprints.
Fingerprints? You mean the defendant's fingerprints are on something besides the medicine bottle?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. As you can see, the victim is wearing a leather jacket. And as you may know, leather holds fingerprints quite well.
Ah, you mean... Yes, it was quite clearly
It was quite clearly imprinted on the chest of area of the victim's check. The palm print of the defendant's very own hand.
What?
I can only think of one way Mr. Wright could have left a print like that. In downtown murder, he squarely pushed the victim toward this severed electrical cable. His voice really hurts my throat.
Order, order, order. That's enough. I think we can conclude that there is no reason to continue with this cross-examination.
Stick out for it. We're done.
Mr. Grossberg.
He's never... The show's over. Mr. Grossberg, can you go like 20 seconds without talking about hemorrhoids? Can you go like 5 lines of dialogue? Well, I knew that boy was guilty the first time I saw him.
No, you're wrong. Mr. Wright is innocent.
Nope. At this point, I am prepared to render a verdict in this case. Do you have something further to add, Miss Faye?
No! You still haven't told us the truth. The whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It's okay, Mr. Wright. I'm your attorney. You can trust me.
Miss Faye. Miss Faye.
Why is he all of a sudden, like, more... I don't know. I feel like he would just speak in a much more refined manner now. Just like, yes. I did it. I admit it. I pushed him. It's my fault. My fault that Doug Swallow is dead. Oh, wait, this is a different location entirely. That girl. You shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you, for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're lying. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about her. That girl. Again, I said the wrong thing. Stop it. Don't talk about her like that. That was a power push. Please, give me one more chance to explain. This time I swear I'll tell the whole truth. And nothing but the truth. Grossberg, what did we talk about? Other than your hemorrhoids. That guy, he was talking bad about Dolly. I lost my temper and gave him a shove. At that moment, I heard some kind of loud noise. A little while after I left, I started to get worried. So I went back, but he was just lying there, dead. What was the loud noise? A loud noise? What would you say that loud noise was, Mr. Wright? I'm not sure, but it was really loud. It was like stabbing, you know, come to think of it, I wonder what that was. Clearly, Your Honor, it was the sound of the victim being electrocuted. You're not qualified to decide that. What should I do? Treading on some dangerous ground here. More details. Mr. Wright, that loud noise you heard may be extremely important, so try to remember what it was. How do I put it? It was like a sharp crack. Could it have been? Yes, could it have been? Hurry up and tell us. When I pushed him, he dropped the umbrella he was holding. There is an umbrella in the picture of the photo. He fell right on top of it and it broke. That was probably the noise I heard.
An umbrella. And that umbrella belonged to the victim.
Yeah, it was a plastic umbrella, cheap and frail, kinda like the owner. Then again, I wish I had any kind of umbrella. It was totally stuck to the bone.
Miss Faye, what do you think? Is there something important that doesn't...
Yes.
Well,
It just clicked.
this is new information you've been waiting for. Of course it was important. No, the cheap umbrella is more than important. It's vital. I want to officially have it entered into the testimony. How perfectly fitting. Flimsy information for a flimsy lawyer.
The court agrees to the defense request. Witness, please add the bit about the cheap umbrella to your testimony.
After I shoved him, he fell down on top of a cheap umbrella. Nuh-uh.
Nah, that's not on top.
Why didn't you testify about the umbrella from the very beginning? Come on, if I had mentioned that, I would have been able to counter the prosecution's arguments earlier. Oh, what do you mean by that? Take another look at the crime scene photo. According to Mr. Wright, the victim fell on top of his umbrella. However, if you look closely,
You don't have to look that closely. The umbrella is nowhere near the victim. Actually, it's by the electrical pole.
You're absolutely right.
The conclusion here is obvious. After the defendant left, the victim moved from where he fell. In other words, after he was pushed by the defendant, Mr. Swallow was still alive.
No.
Order, the victim. He moved. Mr. Payne, the umbrella in the photo. Where is it now?
Well, it was collected by the police at the crime scene.
I want to present it as evidence immediately.
I found that the victim broken the electrical pole at the scene.
But an umbrella could have simply been blown there by the wind.
No, he was on it. According to the testimony, the victim fell on top of the umbrella. There's simply no way it could have been blown by the wind. But
Overruled. I know this matter of the umbrella seems relatively trivial, but as long as the small doubt remains, I cannot render a final judgment.
that hasn't stopped you in the past, Your Honor.
No.
Let me guess, you have another witness. That's still cross-examination, though.
Exactly. This witness testimony will be incontrovertible.
It's a new type of car. The incontrovertible. It just implodes when you hit a button. Do you want me to lower the roof on this incontrovertible? Yeah, sure.
I think this is a good point for us to stop at court for now under 20-minute recess. Afterwards, we'll listen to the testimony of Miss Dahlia Hawthorne.
I'm just gonna quickly check to see how long this case is in total. There are about 4 more testimonies, apparently. The thing is, I know how this ties into another case, and it's just... Oh, here, take a look at this. She gave this to me the day we met as a symbol of our love. She had been wearing it around her neck that day, but then she took it off. But before she gave it to me, she said, "I want you to carry this."
So she gave it to you as a present, I see.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the day you first met Dahlia Hawthorne 8 months ago, it wouldn't happen to have been on August 27th, would it? Huh? Yeah, it was. But how'd you... This happened on August 27th, right here in this courthouse. What's this, a newspaper clipping? Let's see. Murder in the courthouse.
Murder? What are you putting there? Let me see that. Oh, I see. I think I understand what you're trying to say. And I think I understand why you suddenly took such a keen interest in this case. You believe there's some connection between these two cases, am I correct?
Can I read more about it? I hope you don't mind, Mr. Grossberg. Yeah, I remember this. Very little information is being disclosed at this time since the victim of yesterday's incident in the district courthouse cafeteria is said to have been a lawyer. Yes. Yes. Okay. However, the police are questioning a 19-year-old female college student who is sitting with the victim. Yes, I'm aware of this incident. I need to finish this myself.
Yes, but I'm afraid what you have will not be enough, my dear. I'll go and have a look in the downstairs reading room and see what else I can find.
Thank you.
I want to do whatever I can to help you, yeah. But looks like this isn't right over. We'd better all get moving.
It's really hard doing reverses. It hurts my throat. I guess so. Reverses sure seemed longer than 20 minutes, though. Editing Sanderson, go check out how long from when it says the start of the next trial to when it said the start of the recess. You know what I mean. But what's with this stiff silence?
Oh, now then, witness, could you please state your full name?
No. My name is Dahlia Hawthorne. I'm a junior in literature at Ivy University. I just want to say, it's an honor for me to be here in your noble presence.
The honor is all mine.
No, the honor is all mine. You don't call me your honor for no reason.
I had been planning to go back to Feeney's place after class was over. Feeney and Dougie, they were talking behind the building. And suddenly, Dougie, he died of a cardiac arrest. Are you saying that the victim just collapsed on his own? Yes. In other words, the defendant never touched the victim. Is that right? I was watching the whole time. Feeney never did a thing to Dougie. Perhaps for no good reason. I just know the judge will get angry with me. So, what should I do about our testimonies now?
What about the whole handprint on the jacket thing? Feeble lads are not very becoming, Miss Hawthorne, so let's drop them, shall we? But I would never.
Miss Fay, I will not allow you to badger the witness. I believe that Fett is engaged in a fishing expedition. And that is there. She has no supporting. Please don't glare at me like that. I'm just doing my job.
And now then, Miss Hawthorne. The defendant's palm print was found on Mr. Swallow's leather jacket. If it had already been shown that Mr. Wright did in fact push the victim. Oh, what? There's no need to try and cover for the defendant. It would be much better if you came out and told us the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So these two statements have been added. It didn't look like they were fighting. Wait, you didn't? There we go. I was just checking the evidence, and then it clicked. You say you didn't hear anything unusual. Is that correct? Yes, that's why I was very relaxed, looking at the scenery around me. That's nice, but I find that just a little odd. I have here the testimony of your boyfriend, Mr. Phoenix Wright, and he clearly testified to the effect that when he pushed the victim, he heard a sharp, loud noise. He said that. If you're really that close to the two of them, why didn't you hear this noise as well?
Well, maybe the noise just wasn't all that memorable.
But according to Mr. Wright's testimony, it was a sharp noise like a snap. There's no way a noise like that could fail to make an impression.
Yeah.
May I have a moment to answer?
By all means.
I know the reason why I didn't hear the noise. I'm lying. I had my headphones on, and I was listening to music at that time.
Headphones? You mean that both of your ears were covered?
The rain was just beginning to let up. But it seems as though Thor wasn't ready for his friend to come in yet. So the sky continued to flash and rumble. Thunder and lightning, huh? Yes, I'm afraid of the sound of thunder. So I put my headphones on to block it out.
Well, Your Honor, as you can see, there aren't any contradictions in her testimony after all.
Wait a sec, Mia. That testimony just now, she said something that could totally change this whole case. There was lightning. Wait a minute. Is it the lightning? Because not only A, could that have been loud thunderous crashes that she could have heard, but B, the victim died of electrocution. I'm gonna go with that. Your Honor, there is a problem with the witness's testimony.
What do you mean?
Didn't you notice? She said there was lightning, correct?
Yes, what about it?
Well, lightning is actually a large discharge of electricity in the atmosphere. Am I right?
Now's not the time for a science lesson, Miss Fay.
Yes, Your Honor. Anyway, since the cause of death was electrocution, isn't it possible that victim died from a bolt of lightning?
Oh, I must admit that thought not occurred to me.
Doesn't sound like the thought of English occurred to you either, Your Honor.
I've heard that you have such a low opinion of me, Miss Frey.
Huh?
I'm not a fool, you know. The prosecution has done its research, Your Honor. We found that there were no lightning strikes on the day in that location.
What?
What's more, we have evidence that the electrical cable is definitely linked to this case.
Evidence, Mr. Payne. Well, what is this evidence?
This affidavit.
And who's this affidavit from?
The pharmacology students who were there conducting experiments in their labs that day. Allow me to read out the court to the testimony of the pharmacology students. All equipment in the labs lost power suddenly around 3 p.m. that day.
Was it a blackout?
All the lab's equipment runs on high voltage, Your Honor. So you're saying the equipment lost power because... Precisely, they lost power because of the severed electrical cable. The power outage, 3 p.m. That's all you need to know from that sentence.
However, there is one thing that troubles me. The cable could have been broken by any small bump. And it wouldn't have snapped if it hadn't been bumped into, correct?
Oh, well, I suppose you could say that.
Miss Fay, do you have any thoughts regarding the cause of severed cable?
Your Honor? I don't like how this is looking one bit. I have to come up with something to try to regain some momentum. Please, the court, the defense would like to state its opinion.
No. Shut up.
Phoenix? Your Honor, please think back to Mr. Wright's testimony.
The defendant's testimony?
He said that after he pushed the victim, he heard a loud, sharp noise. Now, this happened around 3 p.m., correct?
Yes, that sounds right.
Wait, are you saying that? The lab equipment last power 255, which fits in with Mr. Wright's timeline. In other words, it was Mr. Wright's shove that caused the power outage.
Yes, the prosecution also came to the same conclusion. It was that very shove that caused Mr. Swallow to be electrocuted.
I'm afraid I can't agree with you there, Mr. Payne.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean?
Didn't look good at where the victim landed after being shoved. See the umbrella? It's by the electrical pole. That's right. The victim banged into the pole as a result of being pushed. It was the impact that caused the cable to break.
Well, that makes sense. And the victim was electrocuted.
Doop-de-boop. Dee-doop-boop. Bam-bam-bam-bam. Bam-bam. Bam-bam. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but that doesn't make any sense at all. The victim was shoved into the far pole. Then he couldn't have been electrocuted by the cable in the foreground here. The truth is, Feeney pushed him twice. The first time it was into the electrical pole. That's when the cable broke. But Nicky tried his best to run away from him. But Feeney caught up and crashed into him from behind. The cable snapping, Dougie being electrocuted all occurred in less than a minute. I'm gonna just press everything. Miss Hawthorne, previously in your testimony you said the following. Actually, I didn't see the moment he pushed Dougie. I know, I'm sorry, I want to protect Feeney. So that's why he basically lied to the court. Yeah, I was a bad girl, I know, I'm... Mr. Judge,
Yes.
would you please forgive little old me? Of course he won't. What is he called? It's called perjury.
Okay, now it is a little old white lad.
We'll forget it this time, but...
Please be more careful from now on, alright?
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Judge.
Not at all.
The judge has better be more careful of himself. Dark Ellie's friendlier than that girl. First time was... Beware, Your Honor. Why did I get the... Hold on. Press Dolly's claim that Feeney pushed him twice, TNT Episode 1. Ah, okay. Wait a minute. But it all occurred in less than a minute. But his death was at 3. Is that really it? That's enough, witness. I'm afraid I don't understand. You will in a minute. Could you please take a look at this picture? Oh, that medicine. That's the one Feeney likes to take for his cold. It's not the medicine I want you to look at. It's the wristwatch. It stopped at the precise time the victim was electrocuted. In other words, 3:05 p.m.
Yes, and your point is, Miss Fay?
My point is this. What time was it when the lab suffered the power outage due to the cable snapping?
Oh, well, according to the student's testimony, the answer is clear. It was 2:55 p.m.
What exactly happened in this 10-minute interval? The defense proposes that it was during this interval that the real murderer killed Doug Swallow.
Order in the court. What is this all about?
This is nonsense. The real murderer...
You can't deny the time. I'm sorry, this music is... Can the person playing music in the courtroom please stop? I can't put together my case correctly. Even though you deny that the time between the cable breaking and the electrocution are completely unaccounted for.
Then who is it? Who are we saying could have done it?
I did.
Now then, Miss Fay, let's have it. Who's the real killer?
It's Mr. Grossberg. Clearly.
It's Dahlia.
It could only have been you, Dahlia Hawthorne. What? How can you?
The defense is grasping at straws.
10 minutes passed between the time the cable broke and the time of the electrocution. What exactly were you doing that time, Miss Hawthorne? Were you really listening to some music while cheering them both on as they fought? I find it hard to believe that you didn't lift a finger to stop them and dearest to you.
Order Miss Faye. What, I mean, why? That is to say,
Miss Hawthorne, I believe it was you who witnessed the two men fighting on that day. However, after Miss Wright pushed the victim and subsequently left the scene, it was you who pushed Mrs. Swallow to his death by your very own hands.
Hey, Your Honor, please, I have something I want to say. What is it?
Please, strike everything the defense just said now from the record. What the?
Are you daft? You're totally wrong, Miss Faye. Dolly, she could have knew something like that.
Mr. Wright, get back in your seat. Bailiff, grab that man.
Yeah. Leave my Dolly alone.
Head boy.
He's got himself way over his head. Oh, Mr. Grossberg, you're back.
Location, District Courthouse Cafeteria. Date and time, August 27th at 4 p.m. Victim, Diego Armando, age 28. Occupation, lawyer. Suspect, Dahlia Hoffman, age 19. Armando ingested poison while interviewing the suspect regarding another case. Traces of poison were found in the victim's coffee cup. No poison was found in the vicinity or in the suspect's person. It's unclear how the poison entered the victim's coffee cup. Well, I know exactly how and who and why.
Well, you'd better take a good look at it. Details how you came to lose your boyfriend.
Yeah.
Now then, the defense has made a very serious accusation. Mr. Bain, what do you have to say about this?
Well, really, Your Honor, I
May I interrupt you for just one moment, Mr. Prosecutor?
Yeah, don't you worry, my dear. I have the situation well in hand. Go right ahead.
Madam Fair, are you seriously accusing me of killing my sweet doggy? Yes, I am. Not only am I saying you murdered Doug Swallow, but you also tried to pin the whole thing on your current lover, Phoenix Wright.
I told you should let me handle this.
Second to last testimony. I first met my dog Phoebe 8 months ago. I punched him. We've been going out ever since that fateful day. We're so lovely whenever we make people sick. It's just jealousy, I think. Oh, that was Phoenix. I thought that was...
Mr. Wright, that again you'll be held in contempt of court.
Now enter the final act of the drama.
As we used to say, but days from my youth, go get her.
No. You were not. Miss Hawthorne, you weren't here because of your research paper, were you? You didn't actually come here for a much more important reason, or didn't you?
What is the meaning of this cocky smile on your face, Miss Faye?
8 months ago, right here in this very courthouse, there was another tragedy.
Another tragedy?
You mean the incident in which an attorney was poisoned?
Yes. The tragedy. The tractor. The name of the suspect in that incident is listed here in the report, and that name is Dahlia Hawthorne. What?
Dahlia Hawthorne. Who's that? Well done, man. Ooh.
Grossberg, I'm going to punch you where it hurts the most. And based on what you say every other sentence, I'm going to punch you in the cheeks. This is the last testimony, and then we gotta do other things. I met the lawyer who was poisoned to discuss something in the cafeteria that day. I left my seat for just a moment, and that's when it happened. From what I heard, it was a liquid poison that's lethal after just 2 teaspoons. Not only that, I heard it was a very special kind of poison. So you see, I'm innocent. I wouldn't even know where to get a poison like that. Well, yeah, I guess I was born under a bad sign. She was born under a for sale sign. How long were you gone? I've already answered all those questions for the police. But if you must know, maybe 10 or 20 minutes. And where were you during that stretch of time? Using the toilet? What are you saying, Miss Faye? Toilet? Burn this game to the ground. Burn it.
Oh! Doug was a pharmacology student who you were dating at the time.
You would know how to get that kind of poison. I don't believe you. What? In fact, you had easy access to that kind of poison, didn't you? At your boyfriend's lab.
Boyfriend? You mean the victim, Doug Swallow?
That's right. Up until 8 months ago, Miss Hawthorne was dating Mr. Swallow. And if you recall, Mr. Swallow was a pharmacology student at Ivy University.
Pharmacology?
His laboratory contained highly advanced chemistry equipment. In fact, without such equipment, the culprit could never have attained such a rare and special poison. Well, Miss Hawthorne, it seems you had access to such a poison after all. And then it was a matter of slipping it into the victim's coffee when he wasn't looking. The only person who could have done that it was the one at the table.
No.
The amount of poison in that coffee was 2 teaspoons, correct? In order to carry that much liquid, you need some kind of container. So, you used your mouth.
Then where is the container the poison was carried in? What happened to it?
It's here. You're forced to get rid of the container in a hurry, weren't you? And this is why you passed it on to someone who had nothing to do with the case. Someone that you knew wouldn't be searched.
Who is this person?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, of course.
So the defendant was his witness, his accomplice?
Of course not. She gave the poison to him, disguised as a present. Under the pretense of love, the witness gave my client a present. All for the purpose of finding one piece of evidence that would give her away.
What? Are you saying there's a deadly poison in here?
No, there's no longer any poison in that bottle. However, I'm certain if the crime lab were to analyze it, they would find a trace amount.
No!
On behalf of Dolly, I object.
Mr. Wright, control yourself.
I won't let you bully her like this.
Mr. Wright, I thought I told you to stay in your seat.
Mr. Wright, why? Why are you going through so much trouble to protect her? Why? Because I'm madly in love with her.
Madly in love. I haven't heard anyone say that in a long time.
Mr. Wright, have you ever thought about this? Why exactly would a woman like Dahlia Hawthorne want to date you anyway? No offense, but you're kind of ugly and nobody likes you. The real reason Dahlia Hawthorne was dating you is because of that necklace. Dahlia Hawthorne was not and is not madly in love with you. The only thing she's after is that bottle-headed necklace you would love to wear around your neck. My necklace? Back in the waiting room, you said it yourself. Yeah, but she's so shy. Every time I see her, she always says the same thing to me. Please give it back now.
What a strange girl, asking for a pleasant prank like that.
For Dahlia Hawthorne, that necklace is irrefutable evidence of her crime. That's why she absolutely had to get it back. You're lying. But you never gave it back to her. And to make things worse for her, you insisted on showing it to everyone you met. That's why she... I don't believe you. No, that's a lie. Yeah. Yeah, are you alright? The defendant, he's getting away. Hurry, after him.
Yeah, are you alright?
Yes, I think so.
That boy, you're completely insane.
Where's Mr. Wright?
Looks like the bailiff got him, so he should be back soon enough.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, no. What is it?
What is it?
The bottle necklace. Miss Hawthorne's present. It's gone. Mr. Wright, what did you do with the bottle necklace? Forgive me, I'm sorry. It's okay, just give back the necklace. I ate it. You... What?
You ate it?
It was too big to swallow, so I had to chew it into little bits first, but yeah. I can't take that line seriously in the slightest after knowing the blooper
in the anime to that.
I'm sorry!
Sorry for what?
For pooping my pants.
What did he say?
Yeah, it was too big, so I had to break it into little pieces and chew it.
I just want to check the record real quick, but apparently the entire crowd goes silent when I do.
Seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. The bottle does not contain a deadly poison.
How can you be so sure?
I think that's obvious.
As you can see, it's still very much alive. I'm tired.
As for the poison, more like fledgling defense attorney's overactive imagination.
So it seems.
No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. There. It's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. It's heartwarming to see that you placed this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for on the prosecution side, too. For example, I would trust the witness Miss Hawthorne with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment first is completely wrong.
That's enough, unfortunately, Miss Fay. I cannot accept your explanation of the events.
But why?
This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. In a court of law, evidence is everything.
Even after I prove so much, is she gonna get away with everything?
Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Mr. Hawthorne has been cleared up, I'd like to proceed with the trial.
But... Mr. Wright!
I'm so sorry, Miss Fay. I totally slipped my mind. I'm really, really sorry. I know you believed in me, and I feel like I really let you down.
But Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say?
There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it?
That day, the day I met Doug Swallow. There was music playing. Very faintly. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you, for your sake, if you continue to see her, it's gonna be bad news. You're fine. Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. I got it right this time. Last night she stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It could only have been her. The girl is a thief. Stop it. Don't talk about it like that. Is it true? Did he really say that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
There's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dolly was right there. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but I'm sorry, Dolly.
Your Honor, this is the defendant's...
Miss Fay, you tell them. Dolly didn't do it. She's innocent. Dolly stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? Put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Doug Swallow.
The night before?
Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Fay.
If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this.
Let me see first.
Exactly who was Miss Dahlia planning to kill?
It's Phoenix. To get back the thing. There was only one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way, and that person was... Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me?
That's preposterous. After all, it was Doug Swallow that was murdered.
Well, it's true that how things worked out, but let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that was playing poison Miss Hawthorne was, in fact, you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be. 8 months ago, just after the fall of that occurred in the basement cafeteria. Kelly Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got rid of the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met.
You mean that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright?
Correct, Your Honor. Phoebe, what a joke you are. Honestly, how can anyone have counted you for anything? Even I told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne,
It appears we're nearing the end of this trial. Fine, I can tell you, you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say. You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne. We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? Seems your shriveling, sniveling little crybaby of a client has eaten the bottle as a snack. Hey, old man, are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne,
What's happened to you? Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me? This way, Mr. Judge. With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Oh, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind.
but we're not finished.
Fine. Then ask this nasty old hack to finish up already. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible, you can't possibly.
Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will allow only one piece of evidence to be presented.
Quickly saving.
Well then, Miss Fay, please present your evidence. Show this court if you prove that Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright.
Is it? I want to say it's the bottle. For some reason or another. Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
Gold Killer X, Phoenix Wright beloved gold medicine.
Another rookie defense attorney has a bit of a cold.
If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony? But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat lunch with Dolly, just the two of us. She was the one who took this bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, the victim, Doug Swallow, that was hiding the medicine. Holding it.
I think the court recalled the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Mr. Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Huh? What are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace. But she then gave it to someone else for safekeeping. So someone she'd accidentally run into the breeding room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out a plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did justify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and the victim were arguing about in the electrical cable. That's when she realized, I can't allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. On top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. Sadly, anyone knew that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recalled that she was carrying that bottle of poison cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they search me, like they did 8 months ago? 8 months ago? Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way she did back then. She had someone else hold it, and in this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman, she's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Huh? Yeah, yes, that's exactly right. Just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some? Well, Miss Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a filthy, stinking liar, there's no need to worry. So come on, show us. I dare you to take some of this medicine right now.
Mia Fey. Do you think you've won? Well, do you, Mia Fey?
That's just fine. For the time being. Victory is yours. For the time being? Well, I have a very long memory, you know. And you and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge. We'll see you later too, okay?
Yes.
I'm gonna spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best. Chick collapses dead on the witness stand. I shouldn't say that, knowing what the future cases hold.
I refuse to accept this. The fans of the show to scrap evidence to support their outrageous claim.
But even so, your witnesses have accepted it.
I don't care. I am Winston Payne. And I don't believe one word this fucking Laura has said.
Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes.
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier. I could have sworn you said.
There, it's alright, rookie. For example, I would trust the witness with Hawthorne with my very life.
So, if she's trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here. Right?
You see, yes.
And here comes the backpedal. Come now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done. How much trust you really have for this woman. Are you willing to bet your life?
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, come on, here, it's flying. No, make it fly now. Oh.
Boy, I hope that never happens. Oh wait, I'm already bald. This court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright, not guilty.
His hair is even gone.
Mia, you're wonderful in there.
Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
During the verdict, I thought my head was...
Mr. Grossberg, maybe you think you could stop talking about them?
That's rather rude.
Congratulations! Right now, I'm starting to become a lawyer myself.
I've been thinking about taking some law classes,
which
and it's got me thinking about taking some law classes.
That's what I was
because
thinking
that's what I
about.
was thinking of.
It's been 5 years since I was acquitted of all charges. I became a lawyer like planned and managed to save my friend. But Mia's passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia's gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind. Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief. 5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day. Ooh, we did it! Yeah, and there's the man. Prosecutor Godot. I can't tell you how badly I want to play this case. Yeah, I get it. Hold on, let's watch this opening cutscene just for fun. The time is 1 a.m. Ooh. Detective, we made it. Whew. What a relief. Glad the jewel is still safe. Hey, it's Gumshoe.
Oh, who said it, pal? Must have been a rock-solid security that scared him off.
Would you mind opening the safe just to double check? I'm sorry, what was that passcode editing Sanderson? Go ahead. Okay, I don't think I can tell that passcode. I'm not good with the spinny things. Mask the mask. Salutation.
Ah, we've been had. Out front, guards, turn the searchlights.
On.
Oh, better luck next time, gentlemen. Oh, excuse me, I'm afraid I must be leaving now.
How is he flying? There was a whole case that involved a flying criminal, but it wasn't a flying criminal, and the case sucked.
We shall meet again when the next moon is full.
Just turns into Winston Paint. That's what I'm calling it for this episode of Ace Attorney. If you like this video, consider leaving a like. If you disliked it, you can dislike it. If you want to subscribe to see more content in this vein, for example, I'm going to be trying to do investigations, or Ace Attorney investigations at some point. You can, subscribe and hit the bell if you'd like, but, I don't really care what you do. I don't tell you what you do. Do what you want. But if you made it this far yet again, thank you. And, yeah, if you want to see content from me, you can subscribe, and if you like the video, you can like it. But, that's about all I have to say. So, yeah, that's about it for me. I've been Sanderson, and have a good one, y'all.